technically, we are live. It's a big shock that we're live because we don't have a theme song, copyright violation. We don't have any extra music, copyright violation, and we forgot to turn the lights on.
Oh.
So we did totally screw up as usual.
Yeah.
Jimmy Tyler.
Hi, guys.
Glad you're at the show.
Yeah, good to be here. Thank you.
Do you want to...
flick some lights on?
Yeah, you want to flick the lights on? It might mess up all the settings, but let's put you to good use here. My name is Jimmy Lewis. This is Tech Talk Taco Tuesday. This is show number 224, and I found that out because I had to look it up, because that's what we do around here. I am now live on my channel, which is YouTube. YouTube at Dirt Bike Test. That's probably where you're seeing this right now. You might be looking at this on Facebook. That's Dirt Bike Test on Facebook. You can also find us on Instagram. And now we're all lit up and hot here in the studio.
Wicked hot.
Yeah, so Jimmy Tyler, welcome back to the show. It's been a little while.
Thank you. Good to be back in front. Love the place.
Yeah, Valley of the Dirt People. This is where the show comes from. If you're not familiar with what we do here, this is a show where we answer your motorcycle and motorcycle-related questions live on this show. But if you're listening to it on a podcast, we answered the questions that the people that were in our chat asked, plus all of the questions that you put in our video comments. And any place you're asking us questions, this is the hour or two that I choose to give back to the motorcycle riding community for all of the fun that I've had over the years.
Good stuff.
So you may not know this, Jimmy. I should have got the slide. I got abducted into another Hall of Fame.
Yeah, you did. That's kind of a big deal, though, man. That's.
Yeah. So thank you to my wife and Emily Miller and a few other people that did that.
Yeah, that's huge.
I thought she was right, just working on my obituary. Get it right? Yeah.
Copy paste when that day comes.
Right. So. Yeah, so if you have any questions about that, if you want to argue with me about why I shouldn't be in there, I will argue with you on that. If you're a young kid and you have no idea who the hell I used to be, just is knobmouth on the internet.
Yeah.
Let's get into it. So
say how much faster than you were than his dad or whatever, right?
Right. I can probably still beat your dad. Yeah, Tony, thank you for the congratulations. I don't really realize how big of a deal it is, because I like seeing who they put in these things, but I don't like going to the events per se myself too much. I'm just not a kind of dress up and go. Because I still rather go riding. I always weigh against everything. Because like if I didn't have anything to do and it wasn't 115 degrees out today, I would go riding.
Sure you would.
Yeah. So
yeah, you never burn out on that, do you?
Not yet. I just switched what kind of riding I'm doing, and we're all good. So, welcome to the show. We got a lot to talk about tonight. We're going to talk about the Triumph TF250X. There's a video up on our website. We talk about that. We got a 0-hour bike, and we started riding it. We're going to talk about. I like to treat all test bikes equal, and and you were there on this nice day when I blew up a KTM 300.
300.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, some of the other dirt bike test boys managed to blow up a Beta. So we're gonna dive into that tonight on the show.
Which one blows up best?
We have a lot of questions on the Big Bear dual sport ride that Trevor and this other kid, I can't remember his name. He doesn't know who I am. I don't know who he is. They raced it and got evidently 8th and 9th overall at the Big Bear Dual Sport Trail Ride. We have a lot of questions that Trevor and I ignored, so I'm going to try to get Trevor on, and we're going to try to get those answered, and then we'll answer the questions that you ask. So if you have a motorcycle technical question, ask it in the chat. Of course, this show would not be possible with the help of some of our fine sponsors. Yamaha is our main sponsor right now. In fact, currently our only sponsor, because I let all of the other ones run out. So that's what happens. And if you're wondering why we're going live early, just because we can do whatever the hell we want around here. Nobody's telling us what to do. Not even Yamaha. So anyhow, that's where we're at. So you've been doing a little racing.
Oh God, yeah.
Oh God,
nice stuff.
Losing weight.
Losing weight
is
So my back don't hurt.
So your back doesn't hurt. Is the racing part of the losing weight program?
No, that's never been anything but fun.
Okay. So
Just fun.
But you did get like third overall at a Moran, which is our local desert race night race.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I'm super good at picking partners. Or a partner.
Okay.
Super good. I can't ride a motorcycle well, but I can pick a partner well.
And so that was the race before this one.
Yeah.
But this one, something else happened.
Yeah, I face first into a whole bunch of choya.
And
it's still living with a lot of it right now.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. I don't know how to get it out of there.
Really?
It's all broke off.
Yeah. If you're watching on the show, you might see I've helped.
That was how it's. Yeah, that's exactly what it was. And I've got a piece here or there, but it was pretty well close to
in the face.
Oh my God! I couldn't even see out of my goggles because it's stuck to my that. And then if it gets there, it's got everywhere.
So if you don't know what jumping choya is,
yeah. Fortunately, that it was deader than the usual one that you're used to.
Right.
Not awesome, but better. Yeah, that's me.
Yeah. So tell everybody what happened there.
Oh, I don't know. It was night, and I just made a mistake, and I got one on my arm, and I was trying to shake it off.
Okay,
I wasn't really looking.
Right. So if you're not familiar with this stuff, it looks furry and cuddly.
Yeah, it looks kind of nice.
It looks like a furry little bush, and if you touch it, it has barbs that like they stick in you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it's not just one, there's usually like 10. It's like fur.
Something like that. Yeah.
And so you can't touch it because it's completely covered. Because if you touch
move
it again,
to more parts of you.
Or usually a piece sticks on you and there's other pieces that break off with it. And then whatever you touch it, another piece breaks off, it just spreads. You see search choya, you're going to find pictures of cows that have walked through it and it's just stuck all over. Or
there you go.
There's a lot of crazy pictures of people that have crashed into it, but now you're part of that club.
For sure.
Yeah.
Fully inducted.
Yep.
So big week for both of us, I guess, on inductions.
Yeah. You got inducted into choya. I had to play that joke. I used to race the Laughlin hare scramble.
That's the worst place ever for it.
Yeah, so Laughlin is just known for that stuff, and guys would come in and they're not only were their jerseys shredded, they were just covered in this stuff. And I don't like needles in general.
Can't go around it. Yeah,
I would go around it and work my way through it. So
the first thing out of Logan's mouth.
You go around it.
Yeah.
So
somebody taught him that.
Right.
Not me.
I tried it. Evil cacti, says D. Ron Moyer.
Yeah.
FYI, the Iron-On logo is coming off my dirt bike test T-shirt after one wash, says Mark DeShane.
Don't wash it.
Oh boy. That really? Oh, now I'm bummed.
I got that. Is it one of the new ones? I don't have. I've got the old one lasted forever.
But the Tech Talk Taco, we only have one. I only had one.
Oh,
run
of
them.
that.
The
new
shirt.
DBT. Never mind.
Yeah, the DBT shirts were really good. Yeah,
good for marketing
I hope maybe that's why nobody's sending me pictures of them in awesome locations because the logos are all falling off. Boy, Mark, I don't want to even open up the can of worms. Like, geez, what do I need to do? But yeah, if you send it back to me, I can at least run it back up there to I had a local place do it and see what they can do for that. But I'm bummed out. Mine have been lasting forever, but then again, I don't know that I only wore the kind of the prototype ones. I don't think I ever wore the production ones.
I guess not.
So, yeah. Well, it's at least like Ray Groom says, not spike racing quality. Call Roger Doggerel. So Spike Racing, one of my clothing sponsors from back in the day.
Oh,
yeah, super awesome. Okay, we're gonna get into the Triumph questions. Actually, last Tech Talk Taco Tuesday was not an official Tech Talk Taco Tuesday. I kind of talked about the AJP because I wanted to answer the questions, and some of the comments in that video were our break 342 says, I don't think the dealer network in Australia is an issue. The majority of the owners are handy on the tools, and from what I've seen, the importer is very accommodating. Awesome bike, just needs 300 liters of fuel capacity to make it really appeal to me. 30 liters, 30 total liters. Yeah, you've ridden that AGP, haven't you?
I did. I really liked it for a little bit, but
that's what I said.
I loved it.
That's what I said in the video. I said most of the people that when I have a weird bike like this, most people ride them, and they ride them. They tell me about them, and they don't ask to ride them again. And you guys all like said, "Hey, I really like it. Can I ride it some more?" It wasn't like one of those ones
sure.
like, put it away.
Yeah, I really liked riding it.
Yep. I just finished a 4-day ride in the Black Hills on my PR7, says Bill Scott 1601. Great bike, great mileage. Can't say enough good about the PR7. By the way, mine's registered for the street. Yeah.
Oh.
There's places where you can do that. No problem whatsoever.
I would think, yeah, for sure here you could pretty easy.
Yeah. They start looking for different kinds of things.
Oh, maybe. Yeah.
So
maybe I should shut up.
Last week, I got to ride the new Triumph 250.
Yeah.
I was kind of excited just because new bike. I've ridden their street bikes. I know that they understand engines. They know how to make power. And so it was interesting to kind of look, I've seen the bike on display a few times and looked at it. I'm going, I kind of see what they're doing. I know some of the people that are involved in the design and development, and they're all sharp people. And I'm like, I kind of more interested to see what they came up with. Like, where did they go?
Mm-hmm.
Because they started with a clean slate. And like I said in the video, to me, it looks like they looked at everybody's stuff and said, we're going to come in right in the middle. Okay. We're going to figure out how to, we're not going to try to do anything crazy here or there. We're just going to try to do a little bit of everything and, get around that, kind of hover in that middle thing so that it's not awkward. And I think they did. I was really, really surprised. So Super Beast LQ 3 foot says, ugly bike, very boring looks.
Oh. Huh.
Yeah. Okay. In all honesty, it doesn't really look, there's not a lot of flash to it.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised. I mean,
it doesn't really stand out in any way. It does look good. I mean, you look at it and the quality looks good, the polish, the finishes, the hardware. When you look at it, it looks very KTM-ish, and the bike is built in, I don't want to say Taiwan because it's not Taiwan. It's built in, I have a picture of the down thing on the headset. Philippines, essentially.
Okay.
In does it start with a T? Taiwan? No. I'm so drawing a blank on the name.
The Orient.
Yeah, it's built there, not Japan and not Britain
Europe.
and not China, but over there where they build a lot of the bicycle stuff. They build a lot of motorcycles and a lot of Triumph has factories all over the world, by the way, and it's just one of their factories that's in Indonesia.
Indonesia.
Is that where it was?
That could be.
Indonesia.
I don't know what they're known for.
It says so right there. Jan Shaw 2132 says, ask Jalik Swoll on engine durability. Yeah, I think they've had some problems. And then Panic Rev 85 says, because nobody has ever lost a motor racing.
I was gonna say, nothing like.
Hey, for them to come out, especially in a 250F, and go full fledged, just go. We're going racing. Indoor, outdoor, all that stuff. I was really impressed. I mean, that bike pulled some hole shots.
Yeah,
in the racing, and of course
good.
that's a fully tuned race bike. So I'm impressed with the bike after riding it. It makes me a little bit less impressed about the racing effort, in all honesty, because the bike is that good.
Really? Okay.
But I know you can pull power out of these things, and they're doing. And Motorsports tells me, "Are you wearing the action camera on my belt? What the F, man?" Well, the camera was aimed down a little bit because I wanted you to see the bike, and I just didn't have it set right. But there's no way I could be wearing it on my belt because then it would be
gas cap.
It would be pointing at my. There's no room on my belt. I got a big belly there. Okay, so there's no room on my belt, or I probably should have worn it. And Power Sport Enthusiast 1986 says, I think maybe aim the camera higher on the POV riding. Well, both of you too. I hope you stuck around long enough in the video to get a therapy session out of it, because I did something a little new in that video. A friend of mine told me it helped him this morning when he watched it. I got it from Jim Haywood. Gave me a happy face, I think. Super Disco 199 says, all good stuff. All the testers are saying they are flexy, but I heard from private buyers that the frames are really stiff. It looks a lot of feedback through your bars as well. Maybe it's just a really small chatter or something. Well, I know there's one part in the video where the bike kind of does a little bit of a shake. You know, you get like a little, we call it like you'd call it head shake. And it was a really rough part of the track and the bumps were pretty cupped out. That didn't bother me. And it was more because of the way I set the bike down. I would blame myself for that. And I was tired, light on the bars when it was doing basically, you know, when I put the camera on and I aim it down at the thing, my fat belly causes me to actually, I do a sprint lap, right? And then I get tired.
Do a heater.
Yeah, I did a heater. So yeah, I was actually a little bit tired in some of those things. It was only 100, you know, it wasn't that hot, but it was hot. I didn't, like I said in the video, I didn't pay a whole lot of attention to what people were saying on their ride impressions and stuff like that, just because I like to kind of come into it with an open mind. And it's not flexy. It's surely not flexy. And it's definitely not really stiff. It has Kayaba suspension and it has Pirelli tires. And those two things are on the comfort scale of things, of all the different things, tires or suspension. Those are the two, I would say, most comfortable. Mm-hmm. You know, so they're on the right track there. I don't feel the frame to me feels a lot like my 2-stroke Yamaha.
Is it a spine aluminum frame? It's aluminum.
Yeah,
is it spine
aluminum frame? Yep. Yeah, it's not a perimeter. It's like the
YZ, I guess.
Yeah, it's just like the YZ kind of frame, which I always thought was really good. A lot of the racers did not like it when they were back. I've
always liked it.
Yeah, I've always liked it too. So that's kind of what it reminds me of. Just super forgiving, but just like the YZ 250 2-stroke, it gives you a lot of feedback, and that was one of the things I was mostly was probably the most impressed with, was how much feedback in that you get from the chassis. In other words, you can feel when the bike's going to do something. It lets you know. It's not like I used to have a big problem with Suzuki's where they would just for no reason just light up and you'd lose traction, and you're like, I had great traction and it was just gone. And then there's some of the KTMs that'll do that, and it's kind of power dependent. You know, the bikes with more power tended to do it, or bikes that made a lot of power at high RPMs did it, 250Fs and stuff. So lots of different things. So, and then who just 5131 says, I guess it depends on what you compare it to. Triumph borrowed a lot from Yamaha's frame design. Oh, there we go. Which is known to be very stiff in the last few years. So they're talking about the 4-stroke, because the 2-stroke frame hasn't changed since 2005. I think they borrowed a lot, and so I think you might be confused on where they're getting their information from. If they made a less stiff version of the YZ frame, let's see. In that case, it would be more flexy, but if you compare it to even an old 2019 YZ, the Triumph still may be stiffer. I don't know where you're getting your information from.
Mm-hmm.
And
he's not talking about the F frame, is he? YZF?
Yeah, don't know.
Changes.
Yeah, that's changed a lot. So Yaba Baba Do 72 says, not too crowded when it's 110 out. I got a new blue ice set of nut and torso huggers I want to test.
Send some our way, man. Whatever that is.
Yeah, but I gotta make the room in the freezer. Okay. Well, you know, people are putting the good comments out. So if you haven't watched that video, check that one out. It's up on the YouTubes and the different places. So we also have a video of us changing the oil on the Triumph, because they gave it to us. What we're doing with the bike is they want us to do a long-term test on it. They actually trust us to do it because they know we will do the work. We won't just take it and ride it for 20 hours and then something will break and we'll go, hey.
No problem with that.
Yeah, they're supposed to last a long time. So, okay. Brent Farrell needs to come on the show. I wonder if
is that a motocross model you got?
That's the only
all
one.
they
That's the
got,
only
right?
one they have.
Yeah.
Yeah. So did I lose the meeting already? Did the meeting die? I don't know what happened here. I'm messed up here. I tried to send him a meeting. Let's see if I got messages on my phone that says, yeah, of course I got messages on the phone that will tell me, what is it going to tell me? That my meeting doesn't work. The meeting code expired. Okay, I'm going to do a new meeting and see what happens here. This is how Tech Talk works.
That's how we roll.
We do technical talks. Okay. Oh, you know, I remember hearing a beep. Remember when the show started, it made a beep? And let's see here. There we go. Okay, I just sent him a meeting thing, and I can probably bring him back in the show here if he pops back in. And there's a delay, of course. So what else do we got? Any other questions in the chat? Thailand. Yeah. Yeah, it's Thailand. That's what I was thinking of. Hey, Jimmy, have you ever ridden a Triumph Tiger 900 Rally? I have one. I love it. Hey, Raymond, yes, I have. I've not ridden the Rally. You know, I think I did. I might have rode the Rally, but not recently, not in the last 2 years. And Tony, no, I haven't seen your pictures with the taco T-shirt on. So I'm sorry. Yeah, and so Thailand, that's where I was thinking. Yeah, can't call in meeting codes expired, but I hear. Let's see. Chris Alamango says, have you heard anything if they're making an off-road racing version? WOG Racing. Chris Alamangos, by the way, the 7-time Australian Motorcycle Demolition Derby champion. I have it on video. Larry Huffman was announcing when he came out. We lit him on fire when we introduced him at the Costa Mesa Speedway. I got to get that video. I just came across that the other day. But yeah, they're planning on making an off-road version, an enduro version. That's what's funny, because if Triumph did screw up on something, they call it TF250X.
That's what I saw the X in there, and that's what made me go, did you get an off-road model, right?
Right. And that's what I thought too. And they said, hey, we want you to take out our TF250X. And I'm like, okay. But then I'm like, no, it's just, that's what they're calling their motocross
model.
Yeah, cross, X cross. So they're just bucking the system, that's what they're going to do,
right?
Everything a little bit different. Let's see if we can bring Brent into the show here so we can talk about the beta. Let me see here. Call in guest. That would be him here. There's Brent right there.
Oh, that's a great picture.
Yeah, so he's loud on the volumes, but I'll see if I can fix that in a second.
I can back away a little too.
Yeah, that might work. And then if I do this and then I change, how about this? You're in there someplace. Oh yeah, I just got to adjust the photo here. Let me see if I go to full screen. You can tell I'm a professional at this. No, I don't want to present as something. Cancel that. I need to get rid of this. And then I need to adjust this thing here. This is why you have a producer that would be doing this kind of stuff. There.
Boom, look at that.
Look at that.
There's that guy.
Wow.
Almost like a professional. If you're not watching this, you don't realize what a shit show this thing really is. Brett Farrell, welcome to the show.
Probably audio is probably better at this point.
It's high, but I can fix this one thing. No, I don't want to fix that one. It's computer audio. I got to drop down. Okay. Okay. Now, give us a talk.
Okay, how's that sound?
Much better. Okay, we fixed it.
Not blowing your eardrums out, your headset?
Yeah, actually, I just fixed yours too.
Yeah.
There's a lot of buttons in here. We didn't even turn the lights on to start the show.
So many buttons.
Brett Farrell, one of our esteemed dirt bike test riders. How did you blow up our Beta 250?
Let's just get right to it, huh? What did you do wrong?
Well, we just wasted 2 minutes talking about how to plug you into the show. We might as well get to the point.
Well, I guess we tested to see how it would perform with a limited amount of cooling available. We were able to run the thing completely out of water. It never actually stopped running, but it did do some damage to itself and made it back in. albeit substantially hotter than it was designed to operate at, and it was probably within a few seconds of turning a lot of moving parts into one solid part. But luckily, we shut it off just before that happened.
So the only reason I'm giving you a hard time, we talked about it before you came on the show, is that we like to treat all our bikes equal. And so when we had our 2024 KTM, which you rode that bike as well, Jimmy and I were out riding it, and it came to a rather abrupt stop.
Yep.
And I was pretty sure it ran out of fuel. And then I looked, and there was, I knew they ran out before they totally ran out. But then it was kind of weird, laid it over, it didn't sound very good, but it wouldn't really start, little low in compression. And then I did the oil. I knew it was the oil out there, right? Or did we get home before?
We knew out there.
We knew out there,
We
yeah.
figured it out there.
Yeah, I realized that I'd run it out of oil. So welcome to the club. Just trying to treat all the bikes fair. But here, what's the amazing part about that when you finally pulled it down?
Well, actually, the thing looks pretty darn good. I mean, I don't think I've seen a motor that got this hot that didn't cause itself an enormous amount of damage. So, we ran the thing out of water. It turned out that it appears that the thermostat housing just started weeping. Can't really figure out exactly why, but don't see any cracks, don't see any reason, but you can, even without pressure, it's slowly dripping water out of the thing. So of course you put it under pressure, it was probably spraying. But as you can see I see some of those pictures scrolling through, it really doesn't look that bad. Although if you look at a couple of things like look at the pin there, how blue that thing is.
Yeah, the pin got warm. And then like you were talking about, the bearings on the power valve are stuck.
Yeah, melted those hoses, right? Those are the vent lines off of the power valve chamber there.
That's hot.
And thing got so hot it melted through that, melted through the brake line, or I'm sorry, the clutch line there, melted through the wires coming off the stator. Yeah, this thing was glowing.
Wow.
And the good thing, it was a night race, so you could see it. Is that power valve broken, or does it index? Oh, the pins go through it and hold it together.
Yeah, pretty interesting. It took a little fooling around with it just to figure out how it was actually, kind of put together in there. And it wasn't too hard, but we got the pins out of it, and then the whole thing kind of slides out. But the bearings, you can't quite see it in that picture, but those bearings are got so hot that they've ceased to be bearings, is really what the situation is. So right, and so the bearing thing, I wouldn't be surprised if the two-stroke oil that's all up in that power valve and stuff didn't kind of crystallize and lock the bearings up. I wouldn't be surprised if you can actually break those bearings free. You were thinking it might have been some of the, if there was a bearing cover, or like a rubber or seal on the bearings. I don't know that those bearings are sealed, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's just the oil turned into a carbon, more like a carbon thing. And instead of being malleable, it's a rock. Yeah.
So that's the thing. But so the failure point was someplace in the thermostat.
Yeah. The thermostat sits in that housing, and then there's a rubber, or just an O-ring that goes around the outer perimeter, just above that, and then the cap of the housing crushes against that O-ring. It actually seems like it's all well intact. It doesn't appear that there's any reason it would leak, but it's, like I said, even without pressure, it was sitting there dripping away. So that did it.
Yeah. There's Jimmy raced out in where's Searchlight, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he tackled a Choya. So I fixed his photo there. When I saw the picture of the piston, I'm like, send me a picture of the cylinder head, because I wanted to see how much it might have detonated, or because I heard it was detonating pretty good.
Yeah.
But it's kind of a testament to really how well these bikes are built these days that they can take, because all you hear about is like, oh, my bike seized. And so like if we weren't being transparent here, we would just say the Beta sucks, they all break because it has a thermostat on it and it grenaded. And then you would never see like I said, the photos that we're showing and the different pieces. I don't take thermostats off my bikes. I leave them on, but we are on this bike going to get a hose kit that eliminates the thermostat just to eliminate the point of failure, because you guys are planning on, well, now I heard your plans have changed. You know that I have a 300 and you got your eyes on that sucker for the 24-hour.
Yeah, that's we heard that might be available. So if a 250 is good, a 300 is even better, right?
Right. Yeah. His bigger is better. So I have to do a couple little tests on the, I'm not even showing the damn photos. I thought I was showing the photos for the thing. Now I lost the scene that shows it. Is it this one? Nope, that's not it. That's that one. It's right here. There we go. There's the top of the piston after it was kind of cleaned back off. But you guys tested the thermostat, and the thermostat actually was still working. Like when you put it in boiling water, the thermostat did its thing. It was just something in the housing allowed it to lose water. The race was what, 100 miles? How far did you guys get?
Yeah, maybe. Let's see. It was 3 hours long. We made it about hour, or well, actually probably a little over 2 hours. But one of the other guys was riding a different bike, so when the Beta came in suffering, we just jumped on the other bike and continued on. So it still worked out okay. But even what you're looking at there on the cylinder, it looks probably a little worse in the picture. That's just a little bit of aluminum on the nacelle there. I don't think any of that's gonna have any trouble cleaning up.
Right, and that's about what my KTM cylinder looked like when I ran it out of oil. It was really similar, and mine didn't get nearly that hot because it was just going, and I felt it starting to tighten up, and I just pulled in the clutch and stopped. I mean, I pulled in the clutch and it stopped running real quick. Yeah. And it was just, I mean, it doesn't take much aluminum to make it stop. And then I just took it with some fine grit sandpaper and cleaned it all up, and it's fine. I put a piston in it, and somebody else is probably riding that bike right now with that same piston I threw back into. I got a new piston, new rings, a couple gaskets, and yeah, those O-rings look pretty melted in the grooves up there as well.
Yeah, surprisingly, the head didn't really want to come off that easily. It took a little bit of elbow grease to pop that sucker off.
Right. So, but overall, you're liking the bike.
Yeah, actually, I was really impressed with it. We spent some time, in fact, rode 24 hours on a 21 version of the same bike. And that was good. It was a good bike, but it really felt to me like it was better suited for some more technical trails, maybe a more East Coast focused bike. It was when you started trying to go fast on it and hitting things in more like, high speed stuff, high speed ridges across Glen Helen hills and things like that. And then coming hard into corners, it got a little squirrely and had a tendency to be a little bit unpredictable. And I think it felt to me like maybe some geometry and maybe just the flex of the chassis was just allowing it to kind of come in and twitch a little bit. And I rode the new Beta. I don't know, it's probably been a few weeks now, but I rode it in another night race, and it was bone stock. Still had this original suspension, no suspension done, no settings, valving or anything like that. And I'm way big for a stock bike like that. I'm close to 230. So you put me on stock springs and stock valving, and I was just like, I was really just wanting to test the light. And that was a bike to throw it on to play around with the light setup we were going to run. And surprisingly enough, not only did it work pretty well, it was really fun to ride, and it wasn't unpredictable. And even as soft as it was certainly wallowing a lot with my weight on it, but it really wasn't nearly as bad as you'd expect. And so we pretty quickly realized that the new chassis, in to some degree too, the new engine is really a big step forward. So then we had
they're pretty conservative in their changes, but they do make changes. And maybe, you look at it, and I always say it takes about 3 years for like a regular person to really notice a change on a beta. And so it's like these little steps that they take. And then, but if you do take a few years off and you come back on, you go, wow, something's different. And because people are going, how could that bike get so much better? And it's like, well, in 3 years, yeah, it is.
Yeah, I was really impressed with it in stock form. And then Todd at TCS did the suspension, and I hadn't ridden it at all. In fact, I picked it up at Todd's house on the way out to that night race. So got there in just enough time to ride the thing around for a couple of minutes, and like, okay, it seems to work. Let's go race. And I rode it, and Robert Bear rode it as well. And both of us came off saying, wow, this thing works so good. I mean, he was even comparing and taking back to Todd some notes about, how it compared to his 250 two-stroke, his KTM two-stroke. And,
right. And
it was,
and yeah, so what I'm going to do is I've got a 300 here. I've got the two 300s here. I got to do a couple back-to-backs with a couple of things. I want the race edition race. So it's 300 RR race edition, I think they call it. So it comes so it comes with the Kayaba suspension, and it has a dual spark plug head. Mm-hmm. And I wanted to see what that does. I'm more interested in that because I've ridden back and forth. It'll be really interesting to see what you guys think of the Sachs suspension. I spent a lot of time clicking it and getting it to where it's pretty good. I don't know if it's a full race setup. It might be a little much for racing. Although I would rather race the Beta than the KTM back between those two bikes. And this is with the Sachs suspension. So I'll compare it to the Kayaba one, and then you'll probably have a couple Betas to play with for the 24-hour.
Perfect. Yeah, I'm really impressed with the thing. The one thing I would like to play around with, if we can track something down, is putting a different exhaust on it, because it runs good. The bike's fast. But it's got kind of
I got you just with a power valve spring. I got you with a power valve spring and a little adjustment of the adjuster. Like I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, it all of a sudden it just gives it so you can. It gives it that kind of snap and that punch that you're kind of like feel like maybe it's lacking, but then it has better over rev too, and so it's almost too much snap for me. But I just ride it a gear high, So like on the first lap, I probably make the downshifts. Any other lap, I'm up in the gear high and just like rolling it on, and it pulls it where I think stock, it doesn't feel like it wants to pull that tall gear.
Yeah, I noticed it's really torquey off the bottom, and then it's got, I guess you come almost a little bit of a flatness right before it really comes on the pipe. And then it pulls really hard. It's a really strong mid-range motor. And then it doesn't really want to be revved. It doesn't over rev well. It's kind of flat. And as long as you ride it in that meat of the power there, it's fast. It's not a difficult motor to ride, but you have to ride it a little different than some other two-stroke 250s. So I wonder if that's the 250 more than the 300. Sure. Yeah, and I haven't ridden the 300 yet, so I can't speak to that. But the 250 feels like it would. That's why I said that it feels to me like it would benefit from a more higher flowing exhaust, because it's got a giant muffler. It is straight through. It's not a spark rester, but it's got a pretty small core. It looks like it's a little choked up. I bet a pipe and silencer on that thing would probably open it up. Of course, I don't know. It might change dramatically the overall character of the motor, and we don't necessarily want to lose what it's good at. But giving it a little bit more over rev would to me would make it feel more like a racy 250.
Yeah, and it's funny because on the two strokes actually go into the smaller mufflers, smaller outlets, more power, more top end power, but also more heat. But you guys know how to get heat into that thing already, I guess, pretty
They've
good.
mastered that.
Did somebody check the coolant before the race? Did it start full of coolant?
Yeah, okay, it was definitely full.
Because I filled the oil tank up before the ride, right before the ride I went on. And every time I filled that damn oil tank up, it spilled out. And I was overfilling it. And so I didn't think that this extra little ride that we went on wasn't that long, was it?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
140 miles.
Hey, we got a simple Jack Enduro says it must have been a District 37 night race, and he also says, explain why you like the Beta over a KTM. I'm in the market for a new race bike. I'm typically more of a 250 guy, but the 300 Beta seems decent. So I'll just blanket say that all those bikes are great, and that's not a cop out. It's the truth. Like. I switched back between them, and it was probably when we were sitting there going, well, which one do you like better? I'm like, well, I mean, if I could be riding down a trail and like 3 times on the trail, I would say, well, that bike would work better in this section, but this bike would work better on that section. They're that close. But for me, and this has kind of been a Beta thing as long as I've known them, the Betas act lighter, and you know this, they act lighter than they scale out at.
Yeah.
And I was for sure thinking that the new Beta was going to be way heavier than it was on the scale, and I was really surprised to find out that it's the same weight as the KTM. But so now I have to say, well, it feels like what it the scale says. But I think the Betas have, even though they're heavier, they have a light feeling, and even though they have a light feeling, they have a lot of stability, like an insane amount of stability, where the KTM feels a lot more nimble, and you pay for that in the, I would just we'll call it the confidence of the stability. Mm-hmm. So and when you start saying racing, all of a sudden I start looking for safety, and stability is kind of a safety thing that I like. It just feels like on the Beta I can hit things harder and come out straighter. If like straighter than the KTM, I have more confidence the way it's going to react when it comes into kind of safety thing. The motor on the Beta, I'm able to tune it, number one, which was huge, because just the little changes I made allowed me to turn it into a really good race motor for me, where I couldn't I didn't have the time or the technology to be able to adjust the KTM. KTM has locked me out of being able to tune that bike. I mean, there's aftermarket that's working on it, and evidently it's really good for some people, but I've ridden some people, they say this is great, and I ride the bike and I'm like, for what?
Take me back to stock, right?
I'd rather have stock. I mean, it probably looks good on a dyno, but I don't ride a dyno. I ride a dirt bike, and I want it to hook up and have traction. So I think, and then if you're a 250, and if you like 250s and you like rev, that's interesting. The KTM 300. It actually kind of I hate to say it feels like a 125, just the engine character, kind of the way it works. So it really does like to rev, but yeah, you can get the Betas with the power valve springs and tuning, and same thing, pipes and mufflers. You can get that Beta to do anything else. You're not going to be happy with, you're not going to be upset with any of those bikes. But it would be a real tough decision. But I almost think if it come down to it, if I could get the gas tank selection that I would want with a Beta, mm-hmm. I would have no problem doing it. Because I like to have a couple different size gas tanks. I like a big one, really big.
They make big ones for them.
Yeah,
they don't sell them on IMS. They sell them on Betas.
Yeah,
website. It's weird.
Yeah, so I would, those are my considerations. But that's kind of why. I don't know, Brent. Do you have anything to add to that?
Well, the 250 that we rode has an IMS. If that's what you're referring to, I don't know what the size of that tank is. It seems pretty big. It's not the most perfect shape. I think the shorter guys are probably fine with it. My knees kind of get to the front of it where it gets wider, so I didn't love the way that thing felt. But after I was riding it, it kind of was out
you're
of my mind.
5'11", so everybody should know that you're 5'11".
Yeah, and Just round. That's a rounding error.
And
Sure.
6 inches. Yeah. Yeah. Brent is
5'16".
His nickname's Stretch. He's a tall dude. Yeah.
5'17".
But I think that was something that I noticed in the first few seconds of riding it, and then you just forget about it, because it's not like it's got an awkward feel or something, but it just has, my knees with my long legs just extend to a point where probably past where they really expected anybody to be touching that tank. So it wasn't perfect for me, but it's certainly not bad.
Yeah.
But I do agree with what you said about the stability of it. We don't have a stabilizer on that bike. Probably will add one at some point, but
right.
Ran it without one, and honestly never even crossed my mind. Like, it was pretty much any bike I ride that doesn't have one, just because I'm so used to it. And every bike I ride typically has a stabilizer of one sort or another. Having that bike without one, my normal inclination would be it's going to feel really loose. It's going to feel like you're just deflecting off things, just because I'm not used to that quick responsiveness that you get without a stabilizer. And the Beta feels like you almost wouldn't even need one. I was shocked on how confidence inspiring it felt. Never twitched, never, even with the weight of that light on the front of the thing, didn't even bother me, not even one time.
Yeah. Jimmy, you rode a 300, right?
Yeah, and I got 2 in my garage too.
300s.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know this.
Well, they're my brothers and nephews and stuff.
I know you have a 390.
I got my main squeeze of 390.
Okay.
I got KTM 300s too, but
so you're down with the Beta. I
like the Beta.
Yeah.
Even on the 300s too.
Yeah.
I just can never figure out the air forks. I just can't. It's not their fault. It's mine.
Oh, you mean KTM?
The KTM.
Right.
And that's what the big difference that I just instantly go to the Betas when I and make my nephew ride the KTM.
Hey, we got a question from Bob Bitchin here. So it says, "Hey Jimmy, glad to see you're back on the World Wide Web. I have a 2019 KTM 250 XCF. Accelerates off idle with a jerk, as in not smoothly accelerating from idle. I've added a flywheel weight and a get ECU where I retarded the throttle as much as possible and enriched in the fuel mixture until my plug started building carbon. I didn't have this off idle jerk acceleration with my 2018 KTM 450 SX, and I'm still not happy with the 250's jerk off idle. My idles are set to stock, and I'd like the engine to break down mountain, so I don't want to raise the idle speed any. Should I add a clutch weight? Cheers." Well, Brett, you know a little bit about clutch weights. I know this. I don't know that that's going to help that. Clutch weights to me kind of tend to smooth the power a little bit.
Yeah. I had Blaze Racing's clutch weight on my last 252 stroke, which actually incidentally was an 18 Husqvarna, so very similar bike.
He's on the 4-stroke though.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought he said it was a
the 250 XCF.
Oh,
so
sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He should clarify off closed throttle, not off idle. So he's saying right when he comes off of closed idle on, he's got a jerk or a hit, and that I would be willing to bet that your stock ECU doesn't do that. I would say 99% that your stock ECU doesn't do that, because this is the number one thing problem that I have with most of the ECUs and the tunes that are applied to them is that they're built by guys that are sitting on a dyno, and your dyno doesn't do that. They're not recording that. They've got to put a load on that thing. And so that data, that on-off throttle, and a lot of the stuff that's like trailing throttle and things that you do on a dirt bike have no consideration to the guys that are building these tunes. They're starting with a base map that they have, and then they say, oh, I'm going to do this and do that, and it'll affect this on-off throttle. So I can see that being really jerky. So if you have your stock ECU, put that back in and try it like that and see if it fixes the problem. Like Bobby Woldridge says, what is the RPM at idle, gray or black throttle cam? What percentage is the yellow cold start knob set to? So good points. He also says he doesn't want to. He wants to have the deceleration on the downhills, and yeah, for sure, comparing it to 450 is the wrong thing to do.
Yeah,
especially 250 to 450, bad comparison. You're not going to have the same kind of characteristics. I was selling a bike to a guy today. I was trying to sell a KTM 250 EXC-F, the old RFS motor one, and he's like kind of jerky, and I'm like, yeah, and he's like kind of boggy, and I'm like, yeah, they put a big giant carburetor in a little tiny 250F. It's like hold it wide open, it works great, which is true. I'm thinking that when let's see. So Bobby, I don't know that the throttle cam and all that kind of stuff is as important as pull that damn ECU out of there, put it back to stock, ride it like that, and see if it goes away. And if it does, let me know. Let me know. And if not, then we can start going down some of the paths that Bobby's going down, talking. But if you're curious, if you've messed around with the yellow and the red knob, the idle knob, and the cold start and its air bleed, go to Dirt Bike Test, search KTM fuel injection throttle position setup. We have an article. I don't remember what it was, but it talks about the clicks and how to set that thing. It's really good. I've sent hundreds of people there, and they come back and they say, "Oh my God, why didn't anybody tell me this?" It's in your manual. How do you think I got that information? I copied it out of the manual. I put it on the internet. I talked to some people that know that told me to go look at the manual, and then here's what you do. So Simple Jack Enduro says, I'm a fast 40A guy that can't ride a 300 on the pipe for any length of time. Well, let's see. www.jimmylewis Jimmy Lewis Off-Road. www.jimmylewisoffroad.com. The best modification for your bike is a better rider. I will tell you how to hold that 300 wide open. Right, Brent?
That's right.
Come on. Yep. Oh, wait, hold on. There we go. Yeah. You remember that time we raced, that last time I raced?
I do.
I rode a 300 one of those things. I held it wide open. I went right past old side panels on his 250. He told me I was cheating somehow or another.
Right.
He told me I was holding him up, but I think he was messed up.
Yeah, he might have been.
Well, you were beating me when we were kids, and nothing really has changed from then until now. So at least we're consistent.
I try to tell people that I can still beat your dad, but they don't. They want to see videos. These kids want to see videos of me beating their dad. And I'm like, we didn't have video cameras back then, okay? Like the bike, they didn't have stone wheels, but it was pretty close. So
I don't remember you videoing a lot of racing. Other things, sure, maybe not so much racing.
Yeah, well, we had a camera that we could put on our helmet as we're getting shit for putting somebody said I was wearing my GoPro on my belly, and I said if there was one on my belly, it'd be just bouncing around all over the place, flopping. But we had a counterweighted high 8 camera. We had a camera. Spencer built it. Spencer Bloomer built this. It was an aluminum box that we put inside of the camera, and then there was a lead weight on the other side.
Yeah.
on a helmet. We bolted it all together, and so we had some Pro-Go footage, if you want to call it that, back in the day. But yeah, we videoed a lot of our antics. You don't want me to publish those.
I definitely do not.
Some of our trail rides, we'd have air guitar contests. That was when we were first getting into that drinking thing. Speaking of that, Jimmy, it's probably time for us to have our tequila of the night.
Shall we partake?
Yeah. Tonight, Brent, we're going to have this is Tinta Negra. I got down in Mexico. It's fine. I'll have one of those. Sorry you can't be here with us, Brent. Do you think what's Trevor got? Like, does he have a girlfriend now? Why can't he come on the show?
I don't know. I don't know what his conflict is.
Because we're gonna. Do you want to stay here and try to explain what he was thinking when he was racing the Big Bear dual sport ride? Because we have a lot of questions on our channel about this particular thing. 100. We have 117 questions.
Wow.
That we're gonna.
That's fantastic.
We're gonna kind of run through here if you're interested in helping us out here. How is that?
That is fantastic.
Sure. Well,
That's the
are
best
the
game I've
questions
ever
all
had.
about the dual sport ride?
It's all about them riding. So if you're not familiar with what they're talking about, so Trevor
I know.
Hunter and some other kid, I don't know who.
Yeah.
I don't know who it is. I'm explaining it to the audience.
Tyler Belknap.
Here, I'm gonna. Yeah, who?
Tyler Belknap.
Never heard of him. I know I used to beat his dad all the time, but I don't have any videos of it. So Potter Portrait says, and I just touched something on the screen. Rider mods, always the best mod. Looks like you all had a blast. I think Trevor had a blast.
Yeah, it looked like it.
Okay. Do you want to read these questions, Jimmy? Can you see those things?
Yeah.
Okay.
Guys are killing it today.
Okay. What's Pitch Wife 7573 say?
Next time, do it on a DRZ. Smiley face. Great video.
This is I kid you not, this tequila.
That's so good.
By the way, here, we'll hold it up to you hold it up to the camera. I'll take your choya off your face. Maybe. Maybe. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, put it right up to I think it's the little camera down there, right in front of the dinosaur. Yeah,
There's stuff.
actually, you could probably just set it right there.
Let's do it.
There we go. And I need to get a commission on these because it's hard to get. I almost got arrested by bringing this up.
We just can't go to Lee's and get that. Well,
no, you can't get that one at Lee's. We should look. We should look though, but I don't think they're bringing it in. Next question: the Evanson 621, 6281 says.
6281. Thanks for doing this. Everyone is always hating on my 300R. You both are awesome. If I ever catch you, beers are on me.
Okay, so the Evanson's 6281. Trevor and that other kid can't drink because Trevor has genes in his blood that I don't know where they didn't come from his dad, but he can't drink.
Really?
Yeah, and then the other kid probably shouldn't drink. So you should just get the beers to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go to Mexico and get one of those.
Yeah. Ride or die they retiring 2 Trans X382.
My guy.
Yeah, my guy.
Mm-hmm.
Like you make a screen name that's that long.
And a comment that short.
You have a screen name that's that long. I'm gonna try to. I can put these up on the screen possibly, but I've probably messed something up, so I'm not gonna. Whoa, race car outside. Mm-hmm. Motorsports Z says,
I'm almost 60 and love to show up for rides on what is thought to be the wrong bike. Old or too small or whatever. Just to prove to the point that most bikes are good enough. I bought a DRZ 400 to a hard enduro ride and did great. I used to roll up on hard rides on an 85 Husky WR 400, and people thought I was crazy. They didn't realize how good that bike was and how fun.
yeah,
Paul Torres raced a Tenere on the Erzberg, so.
right. Didn't go very well.
No, but it went. Well, you see him on the prologue today? That was kind of cool.
Oh, is Romaniacs is going on.
It's cool. Watch the prologue.
Did he win?
I don't know about that.
Yeah,
he got through there pretty
yeah,
much.
because usually he doesn't ride the gold class.
Yeah.
I mean, you wouldn't want to. I mean, at that thing.
That.
24 Olts.
CRF 300 rally owner here. You both did great.
Getting the thing, and Yabba Dabba Doo says,
Brought to you by Yamaha.
hold on a second, let me fix that real quick on the screen. There we go. Yamaha.
Blue Crew.
So we should have had an XT 250 on this ride, but Trevor, he probably was drinking too much and forgot to let them know that he was doing this, and they couldn't get a bike prepped in time. So, old veteran.
Fun video. Thanks. I can't believe you drink Coors, though.
So Brent, maybe you can help us out with this here. Call and guest. There we go. Wait, no, that's the wrong screen. Google Meetings. Nope, that's the wrong screen. Nope, might have lost Brent here somehow or
I'm
another.
still here.
Wait, you're still there. There we go. Get call and guest. This guy right here. There you are. What's up with who's feeding the kids the Coors Lights? Where did this come in?
Country music, I think, is to blame.
Are you asking me?
Yeah, because who was the second guy that cracked a beer on a dirt bike test review video? Because it was the one beer review. Remember?
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
I've won up to you, by the way. You need to watch the Triumph video. Got
I
a
did.
whole new level.
I did. You're doing a Monster or something like that, right?
Yeah, I started driving at 2 a.m. to get to the track, and that was about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So I was 12 hours in, and I had to do another 2 hours of driving. It was a rough day.
No, I think I don't know if it was maybe it was Todd Davis who's the other contributor there.
They think that they can drink some Coors Lights on the show. Like they're not drinking Tinta Negra. No. Yeah. So, okay, back to the questions. Here we go. Great video. Let's see. Gantz Homa Han 817037.
Old man logic. It ain't the Arrow, it's the Indian from the KLX 300 SM Trail, outfitted with a good. Wait, what does that say?
Good on ya.
Oh, good on you. Okay,
Right.
I'm better.
Let's see. We're gonna. Since Trevor made this video, there's a lot of praise for him, so we're gonna skip right past.
No, anybody's saying good. Yeah, we go past.
We'll go right past if it's good. Great. Damn, you guys can ride. No, they can't. They're just kids. If I'd have kept my KLX 300, I could get a larger capacity fuel tank. I'm not the only one saying this. Last year, I got a deal on a 23 Husky FE501S, and I've been kitting it out for a lightweight ADV bike. I'll never ride like you guys. I'm in my late 50s. Whoa, that's old. Yeah. So I've been thinking about going back to the 300cc level, but I'd have to go with the CRF 300L or Rally to get that fuel range in after the market, even though I'd love to have another Kawasaki in my lineup. I might be talking myself into keeping the 501. So, Pinky Werewolf, you should come out to Jimmy Lewis off-road training because I'm a man in my mid-50s. I can ride better than both of those kids, like combined. Like, in my resume speaks to that. Mm-hmm. You may not know it, but I'm in a Hall of Fame. I'm holding it up right now.
That's one of them.
It's one of them. Yeah, just one of the Hall of Fames. So if you want to help yourself out, www.jimmylewisoffroad.com. And, of course, this show is brought to you by Yamaha. And I next year, I'm going to take the Yamaha. I'm going to smoke those guys. I'm going to start dead last. I'm going to catch up to them and pass them. No, it's not a race.
Okay, thanks.
Well, because I don't know why everybody treats it like a race. I'm literally joking about this, but in a kind of a sarcastic way, because dual sport rides are not races. If you want to race, and all these guys that go to these things, a lot of them, the guys that are racing around are just, they need to go to races and get put in their place and then come back and be respectful on their dual sport ride. And the kids, Trevor and Tyler, were, from what I was told by other people that are out there, they go, man, those guys were really nice. They honked their horns and they waved at us and they, I couldn't believe they rode those bikes. That was stupid, but so there's beep beep is what SG Schultz says. Knobby tire soggy socks says.
No, that's a goal. Oh, impressive! I just bought a CRF.
Go ahead, Brent.
I was going to say part of the I guess the reason people are getting aggressive on that race is there's a lot of traffic. I know it's not a race, but there's a lot of traffic on those hills. And in fact, when I told Trevor just my own guidance from riding that event in the past, said start early because there's so many people out there and everybody is just kind of all over the place, especially when you start getting into the technical stuff. and everyone starts riding it like it's a race because they're trying to get ahead of the pack. And it does kind of take a little bit of the fun out of it, because suddenly you've got all these guys that are charging around and, you know, being really aggressive, especially in the areas where it's easy to go fast down the roads and stuff, making a lot of dust. But
well, if you watch if you're curious about this and you watch the video, the very first part, they're like leaving the parking lot, and guys are literally passing them on the shoulder and over the double yellow in a 45 mile an hour zone, and Trevor is going. They're going 45. You can see it on GoPro. And hey, I've done that ride before. I did it on an XT600, if that tells you how long ago I did it. And I finished the hard ways, whatever it was. Guys, riding ability trumps over anything you can do to your motorcycle, period. Just period, end of story. Sure, you can take the complete wrong bike. Like if I went and tried to take an adventure bike and I could do the hard way. It wouldn't be very fun, and I sure couldn't go around guys very nice. But if I was on a little bike like Trevor, those, you can ride them over things. They're easy to maneuver. The power is controllable, all these things. But when it kind of comes down to when you were, when you're on these rides, you've got to kind of know your size, and a lot of guys don't know your size. And I've been on industry rides or whatever. You pull up and there's like a bunch of guys parked on the trail, and like you're like, what's? And you just see dust flying up, or just a bunch of people stuck on a hill, and it's like, hey, let me by. And I know everybody wants to get by, but no, I can just ride around and I can just pick my way, and I can start and stop on the hill that nobody else can, because I have throttle control and clutch control. I'm not saying I'm like this great rider. I've just practiced this a lot, and I know I can do it. I've experienced, I've done this stuff before. That's not the hardest thing I've done. In fact, I'm looking at it and I'm going, why are you guys parked all over this hill? Because, they had ECUs on their bikes. No, just kidding.
Big bore kits.
Big bore kits. I don't know, all this stuff. But when you're on these, you understand where you're at on these rides, and kind of know. I always say, just know your size. Just understand where your abilities levels at. And if you're not going to be able to go up there and you don't know that you're a better rider than the guy in front of you or something, you're not going to get out of the way. But I'm like going, hey, just kind of like, let me work my way up through here, and wander my way up, and then you just ride right up the hill. And usually I'm riding by guys and go, hey, quit spinning your tire. You ride right up that. As you're riding past them, it's like you stop and they're like, digging a hole, making it harder for everybody else behind them. It's like, this comes to trail etiquette and all this other stuff that and the only reason I'm saying this is I've been doing it for a long ass time, and I've seen all the scenarios. And so, yeah. Anyways, poor Trevor. No, they did good. I told them to start last. I literally told them to start last, and they probably would have finished in exactly the same spot. Because there's probably, if they finished 8th or 9th or whatever, they were 8th or 9th finishers on this thing, there's probably 7 riders that were similar skill leveled above them. And that's what really determines. It's not the bike that determines or any of this other stuff. It's just like where your skill level is on something like that. So, okay. I got questions in the chat that I'm going to get into. What does Lowbrow want to know?
Hey, Jimmy, glad you mentioned throttle cams last week. Remember from your glorious D37 125 days that those things are pretty much wide open or not? Question mark.
Small displacement bikes, 125s and or 250Fs, they kind of have, in racing world, they have one throttle position. It's on. And if you're off, then you're going slow. And so that's why I still like riding 125s, because it's still that way. I turn the throttle and I quit thinking about it. I don't have to worry about that one input anymore. That's why it's really good. He said I just finished making a 45-degree turn throttle instead of usual 7-degree. It works awesome. Less wrist motion to wide open. And I was talking about this in the show, because I thought I would like a smooth, because I always claim I like smooth power. I like a really aggressive throttle pull, but it might just be that having to turn a throttle that full turn is too much. If I can just make less adjustments with my wrist, it doesn't go. What does Paul Brinson say?
It would make sense the better you are at throttle control, though, the more aggressive throttle cam you could run.
Yeah, and then
so maybe not for the beginners, let's say. Is that a good way to put that?
Yes, that I would agree. But that was one of the, probably out of all the products that I tested, one of the things I was the most shocked at was how much I liked a really, really aggressive throttle cam. And it was kind of, I tested it in dispute almost. I didn't think that was going to have the effect, but that's why you try different things. You test different things. Paul Brinston says,
I hope your app having a great night. Just was looking at some old magazines in my collection and pulled the Racer X mag with Jimmy on a CR60 and a half pipe. All smiles here, buddy.
I just posted a photo of that on Instagrams or something like that. Yeah, that was the Racer X paper, the newspaper. It's like Cycle News, but it was
okay.
And it was back when Davey Coombs was writing. Davey Coombs was doing weird.
I guess I couldn't
stuff.
tell you were on a half pipe, but
yeah, it was on a half pipe.
I couldn't tell them whatever the picture.
Yeah, it was a half pipe that was in a backyard because I always wanted to have a skateboard half pipe, a motorcycle track, and the bitch in his shop in my backyard. And I've
had to get
worked on it. Luckily, I got there. So thank you. Lowbrow, well, Jimmy, you would love this throttle machine out of a block of billet. I will send you photos. Yes, please do. We will do that. So back to the video comments here. Cool ride, guys. There's a reason. Ron Lawson, that guy. Wait, is that the Ron Lawson that we're thinking of? The guy who gave me the Beta, the 300 with the dirty air filter? Let's see, Mr. Passat.
Well, the frame is damaged at foot peg at 2713, Mark.
Oh, there must be a clunk in there or something.
Probably got a little kiss.
Yeah. Let's see. James Weatherin 2376 asks,
wonders if we would recommend this bike for a heavier rider, 210 pounds. I think this is awesome.
So can the bike take you where you want to go? Absolutely. Like I'm 200 pounds. I could hop on that bike and it will go pretty much anywhere that almost any other bike that I would hop on would go, with the exception of like soft hill climbs in that horsepower robbing hill climbs, not like the hill climbs you're seeing in this video that have good rocks that you can ride around. And if you don't spin your tire, like you would be, we ride TTR 125s up on the mountain at high elevation. We're riding TTR 125s, cruising around, just doing going up gnarly hills because there's traction and you can do them. So I think that, yeah, I would recommend that bike for a heavier rider. I don't think it's the most ideal bike for a heavier rider, but just don't, like I said with these kind of bikes before, don't go down some crazy modification path. Don't buy it and think you're going to modify it into a KTM or something like that. Don't do that.
Kind of lose reliability on that.
Let's see. They want to see more of these vids. Keep it up. So Brent, next year, what are you riding in the Big Bear Trail Ride? A Ruckus?
Yeah.
Trevor was trying to talk me into tracking down an adventure bike, and he wanted me to do the hard way on that. So
yeah,
I don't know how well that would work, but might be fun.
Yeah, so might be on an adventure bike.
He was thinking the 700 Yamaha.
The Tenere.
Yeah,
best bike ever. By the way, the show brought to you by Tenere, brought to you by Yamaha. They support us and all the kind of crazy stuff that we do. So good thanks to Yamaha for that. No, that would be. So they have at most of these rides, they have an adventure route or something like that. That kind of stuff, not fun on an adventure bike unless you're Pol Torres. I'm just saying. And I'm
sure it'd be terrible.
Like what I say, know your size.
Yeah.
Tell him maybe you could be the guy that does it on the DRZ 400, Brent. Maybe you could be that guy.
A DRZ 400 would probably be a great bike for that.
Yeah. Let's see. Wyatt says he's going to go with the Kawasaki for purely better suspension. Can't comment on that. That's a Trevor question. Both need new suspension, tires, and bars, says Mike P. 2563. Because why? Let's see. They just finished like one of the hardest dual sport rides out there.
Okay.
And then so they need that. Okay. He locked his account too. He won't let me.
How's out?
He's out. Let's see. John Powell says.
Yep. Bottom line is a good rider can make almost any bike look good, and you boys can ride. What impressed me the most about the two bikes was the guys riding them.
Okay, we got to quit having those things. Next year,
Sorry,
TW 200s or Trail 125s next year. You know what one of my story ideas is? Because Crazy Nate kind of has stopped riding because bikes are too big for him.
Mm-hmm.
I want to get him an XR 125, the Honda Dual Sport one.
Oh, okay.
I want to get him and plop him on one of those things. We won't see him for a long time.
Oh, he'll just.
I mean, not because he'll get lost when he rides away and he won't remember where he's going, but he will just take off and go riding.
Is that right? That guy's an animal.
I want to get him one of those. And I want, when Triumph comes out with an off-road bike, I want to find a guy who raced a Triumph back in the day.
Oh.
So he'd be an old dude. We're talking an
Like
80-year-old dude, and have him re-ride a Triumph. Brent, do you know any of these guys out in District 37 that are riding?
There's not many of those guys left. I did race. My dad was an old Triumph rider, and I did race. Kind of a. I don't know if you call it. It wasn't one of his original bikes, but it was one he rebuilt to kind of match the old desert sleds of the day in the '60s, and I raced that thing. At least a couple of times. I raced it in the olden days at Adelina Grand Prix. It was pretty much terrifying because no matter how much I kept telling myself to remember the fact that the shifting and the brake are on the opposite side and the shifting is upside down, if I remember correctly. There was just no way to remember that when you needed it.
Beat it into you.
Yeah, it was, and it's a very heavy and awkward bike in a lot of ways. It was fun to ride around, but racing, I don't know.
It's so by riding it, it teaches you a lesson.
Yeah, I mean, the first thing you think is, I can't believe the guys that used to go fast on these across the desert. I mean, that had to really be something.
Yeah. So, yeah, maybe that's a bad idea. I don't know. Find just somebody that has some Triumph kind of history or something like that. Let's see.
Maybe Leroy Miller. I know. You know what? Sorry, he passed. I was thinking Chuck's dad.
Yeah, that's the problem. Is like you start thinking of all the different guys that used to ride these things, and it's been a long time. So, what is this? What does David in LA 424 say?
Amen. Let's get in all else class. Hell, guys are running Harleys with knobbies and National Hare and Hound. So a wackier the better class for this. I'm all in.
He says, proving what can be done, absolutely well done. Payne's rides, 3616.
I'm setting up my DRZ 400 for hard use because it's the bike that I currently have, and I like the damn thing. Good enduro tires, HG tube, rim locks, protection parts, springs for my weight, lower gearing, IMS pegs, and some weight reduction. The bike will do anything my buds do on their enduros, and if I don't have to pick it up much, it's somehow less taxing to ride. I will probably get another KTM two-stroke someday because of the lighter weight, but I'm in no hurry.
So when I listened to what you just said, I watched what he said. That's just a regular dirt bike dude.
Sure.
Like he's got his bike. I put some stuff on it. I can ride as good as my buddies on my bike. It's fine. I'm gonna get another bike later. This is the real world, and we're so in our.
You're
like,
right.
I need the latest, greatest, best, this, that. I have to have the other.
It's all better to just ride whatever.
Whatever.
If you got something there, ride it.
Yeah. Paparazzi says, if there's a Big Bear Trail Riders tequila plaque involved, you would fill it, and Jimmy will come to the Big Bear Field of Dreams ride. I've already done it. Yeah, but for sure have a and his little emoji thing is that dog that used to ride. Can you see that? It's hard to see.
Oh, I know that dog that did Baja or something.
Yeah,
like
the
that.
dog that did Baja. Kooky. Yeah, so Quads and Garage. Quad Squad Garage says.
Oh, boy. This is the exact video I was looking for.
Oh, if you're Quad Squad Garage, why are you watching CRF 300?
Maybe he means he's got a 4-car garage. Let's hope.
Oh, really?
I'm trying
to
give the guy.
Giving some, because like if you're a quad dude and you're watching like CRF 300, do you lose your man card at the quad at the dunes or at the quad show?
They don't take away your Loud Brothers exhaust or what?
Let's see here. Let's see. What is? I don't know what this says, but Chris Manley 5656.
Cracker Vid. Rich Larson did a review.
Is that a good thing? Is a Cracker Vid good?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's a
Cracker
Jack.
Vid. Yeah, Cracker. Yeah.
You blocked me.
Oh, sorry. I was trying to read the comments about me.
Yeah. I'm talking about me. Cracker Vid. Rich Larson did a review of essentially trail riding a KLX 230. He absolutely crushed it on that little whip. I'm one of the idiots with a 450. Mine's a 13 Berg, and I've had it for about a year. I would have fit right in 10 years ago. Top of the heap 10 years ago, man.
Right. So he's riding a Husaberg, so that's good.
Yeah,
that's hold on a second. I don't have Bell within reach. We
used to do the Husaberg.
Oh no, there it is right there. Yeah. We talk anytime we say Husaberg.
Dang, I forgot.
Hey, if you haven't noticed, Jerry Bernardo wrote a book.
That's a funny dude.
It's called Coffee Brewed with Graveyard Mist. You know, I used to make Logan read a poem out of this.
Thing out of it. Not
and I stopped doing that because I didn't want him to have bad dreams. But if you want to, I dare you to read this book. It's on Amazon, of course. It's Coffee Brewed with a Graveyard Mist. It is a collection of poems and stories that throw the emotions of life and death into a blender full of piranhas and crayons. Colorful but biting. Now you need to get this book.
He is a wordsmith.
Hey, Jerry designed me a new logo for this new thing that we're going to do. I don't even know if I've told you the new thing I'm going to do. It's going to be good.
No, I don't think you have.
Let's see if we have any other good questions here because we're getting kind of deep in this thing. Oh, hold on a second. What does Mr. Bursa 67 say?
Guys, great race.
What?
Yeah.
Race?
Your analysis is very detailed, honest, and informative. Thank you for putting the dilemma of experience versus stock, or expensive versus stock to rest. Yeah.
Jack Logan Bill 605 asks.
Well, I love this CRF skid plate. Product name? Ricochet.
Ricochet is what the product name is. Thank you to John Dyer 7587 for answering that question. Vlog PD.
Yeah, shit. Some of that terrain I wouldn't want to walk on, let alone try and ride on it.
Yeah. And Flying Brian says, to the quad guy, someone has to carry the beer.
Yeah, there you go, buddy.
Spatchist.
Spatchit. Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure the aftermarket is very happy that people are modding bikes. Plus, nice equipment is always satisfying to operate, even if you're not fully exploiting it.
That's dirt bikes. And if you've been watching this show, you can look at the screen that's scrolling up behind us that has a lot of the people that have sponsored the show over the time we've done it. Companies like Trail Tech and Bulletproof Designs, DDC Sprockets, by the way, our very first sponsor. Got a nice DDC sprocket right here on display. If you want a sprocket that'll last forever, that's probably the place to go. Companies like Double Take Mirror. This is an old double take mirror that I use to get this nice clean shave that I don't have right now. You know, when I'm doing my grooming. You got to check out their new mirror. It's like, how can you take something as simple as this and make it like 10 times better?
What'd they do? They make it lighter, maybe? Oh.
They changed the ball diameter and they put some ribs on it, and they
it really bites.
They changed some of the thread pitch and stuff like that. I kid you not. Like, take something that's already awesome and make it awesomer. Yeah. So these are the companies that we use to modify our machines in practice, and or we learn about them. So check out some of their stuff if you have the chance. Ron Hartle says
maybe a Honda XR 150L or a CRF 450L. Boy, that's
what are our thoughts
next year?
Well, yeah, I'm gonna get Crazy Nate. If Crazy Nate can make another year, I'll sign him up. I'll chaperone that guy around that damn dual sport ride. That'd be awesome.
Dang right.
He won. So Nate won what was the it wasn't the Big Bear race. It was it was one of those old enduros, the Greenhorn. Nate won the Greenhorn enduro, which was one of those 2-day enduros. They rode over the hills out of LA, rode all the way to Ridgecrest, stayed in Ridgecrest and rode back. And he broke his frame in half on the first day.
Right.
And he said, I quit or whatever. His club welded it back together, put him on the bike, and sent him home. And he ended up winning the damn thing. But so he needs to reenact that. It'll probably kill him, but it'd be good. It'd be good for our website, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
Piffed 4.
I just love this kind of context. Super fast and impressive results you made.
Yeah. So pretty good. Let's see here if there's any other good questions that we can find on this thing. What does Ole Christopher 467 say?
Just goes to show you it's all about the rider. Time and time again, you prove how capable and well-rounded rider you are, Trevor. And kudos to you as well, Tyler.
Okay, we're not going to compliment on that. We're just going to go away. Yeah, he said there's really nice things about him. What is Trevor at a birthday party or something, or a date? Do we know, Brent? Aren't you supposed to be watching him?
It wasn't my night. Don't know what he's up to.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. So back to the comment. So this video is actually doing really good, and one of the things that I've actually typically done the higher view videos. So this is like a thorn in my side, the fact that they made this video and they're getting all this. He wants to go out and race around, his big 6 Grand Prix and doing his desert races, all his little videos of him getting smoked, getting passed by Skylar Howes and roosted for like an hour and a half when he could have taken him out 5 or 6 times. The door was wide open for Trevor to take out Skylar on that factory rally bike. Okay. He didn't do it. Like the start that he took at that last night race was horrific. You can watch that all on Trevor's channel. It's what is it? Trevor Hunter 224 or something. You can watch that. But so this video is actually getting really good views, and so now he's going, what does this mean? I have to go ride dual sport rides on crappy little bikes. Little bikes. I'm like, oh, let's wait. Look, that's your career path.
Well, he's got the build for it. He's got the legs built for a bike that's that size. Yeah.
Right. He is size for those bikes. He does complain about the seat heights. Some of these things.
Yeah. If I went and rode that thing, that would I can't imagine that getting far before my knees would lock up or something.
Oh, well, that's why we got to talk about what we're going to get you on next year, because I think I think there's some potential, you get into claim some of the fame that Trevor's carved out for you guys here. So maybe you're on the XR 150. So, okay, our next question is a Phantom shitter.
Both these bikes come with crap suspension. The Cowie just comes with adjustable crap suspension for $500 more bucks. Putting $700 into K-Tech aftermarket suspension on the CRF makes it a superior machine in every way. Power, handling, gearbox, clutch features, styling, aftermarket, resale.
And then DeHarton says, "Oh, look, an insecure Honda rider."
To somebody.
So when your videos start getting these level of views, it attracts these kind of comments.
Yeah.
It's yeah. The suspension on those bikes is the same. It's really, it's made for kind of cruising around the campground and being able to take it off on the road. But look what you can do with it. That's the point here.
So yeah, okay.
What does this one say? What does ADV Brewery say?
Delusion Breaking Productions. We're so into buying the latest and greatest that the majority of us make excuses not to ride. People would rather chase the idea that reality. Good stuff. That guy might be onto something. Huh?
Yeah, no, that's a
Delusion Breaking Productions.
Yeah, so he's saying that we're kind of showing the real world, unfortunately.
Yeah, I get it.
Awesome, more of this. See, Trevor, forget the race bikes. Let's see. Dane Henrich 2690 says, "I love how the price of the other dual sports keep increasing with Trevor, up to $30,000 US by the end." What does that mean?
But 30,000.
Yeah, 30,000. I'm not really sure. C3 Enduro says,
I've taken my KLX 250 places it shouldn't be. It got me back out. They are very capable. Maybe not the best for hard stuff, but if it's what you got.
Yeah. Let's see.
The whole idea of off-road is go somewhere you might shouldn't.
I know. Let's see. Yeah, I just got this one this week. Would love to know more. He bought the bike and he's like looking for information. Oh, here we go. Kentwood Warrior says,
I've had the extensive time on both. The KLX is way better.
Okay, here we go. You think we're going to get an insecure Honda rider?
Yeah.
The thing is, if we would have put a Yamaha sponsors this podcast, by the way, if we would have had a Yamaha in this thing, it would have silenced all comments. There would be everybody would it would be undisputed because Yamaha does make the best bikes, really. Now, they make one that should have been in there, and I'm thinking that Trevor really screwed up by not putting it in there.
Right.
So okay, here's a comment.
Always was. The WR250R was the best.
See, I told you. I knew it was coming. That's Rip Max 333.
Yeah. The Cowie solid second and the Honda the worst. Now that the Yamaha is out, the KLX is basically almost the same as the 250. Okay.
Right.
Still with better suspension, yeah.
What does Todd Kurt say?
Well, I've had all three. The WR, the KLX, the CRF. The WR is the most capable, but the CRF has the best engine, clutch, and tranny.
Okay, and Durton Hurton?
Durton Hurton, he's probably had all four of them. I've had the KLX and the WR. My buddy has the Honda. Maybe it's the rider, but he struggles. The Cowie is the clear winner.
And Derek Dual Sport.
Dude, you could definitely do a race on your KLX. You made that stuff at Brown look effortless.
Yeah.
All right.
It's,
Hey, Jimmy, maybe there's an opportunity like to actually quantify the results. Like if we can find, I don't know, maybe like the National Hare and Hound Series or something, and have Trevor do each round on a different entry-level enduro bike next year, something like that. And then we'll just compare his finished positions, and clearly that'll identify the best bike.
So this is a story idea we talked about, having him. I wanted him to ride the bike. You've heard this discussion. I said you need to ride the bike out to the race, ride the race, and then ride home or go camping off of it. And he was all in for about 10 minutes, and then lost interest. I understand why. So yeah.
Yeah, sounds good till
So here's the thing about the Yamaha WR250R. It's much more expensive than those bikes. It's definitely a step above, but I don't think it. I don't even know if I don't even know if they're still selling that bike. I think they've kind of.
Okay.
It was weird. It's not the WR250F. It's kind of this in between bike that they had. We tested one a long time ago, and yeah, it's taller. It's not a little tiny bike. It's kind of it was. And yeah, everybody asked, like, why isn't Yamaha making dual sport bikes? It's just they don't feel like their products fit into the regulations, so they don't seem to try, which is a thing. I'm looking at some of these other ones. Rowan Frent Z 8906
XT250 next year. Telling you how to live.
Jeff 14S.
Yeah, ride the Honda Trail 125 next year. We got suggestions here.
Yeah. I heard you had an Air Moose foam tire insert in that Honda, says John Kearney 4802. Happens to be the importer of the Air Moose.
Oh, yes, he is.
Yeah. I don't know what they had in that bike.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I don't. Sketchy XC.
Got to get a TW200 out there, LOL.
So the TW200 is Yamaha's other. So they have an XT250, and then they have a TW200. That's the fat tire one.
Okay.
And that would work like that. I'm looking at lots of comments here. You guys just reinforced the truth that it's the rider, not the machine, says Kameta Harris. They're incredible. You haven't met them. Adventure Bert. Let's see. 90% rider, 10% bike, says Randy Cox. People don't want to hear and they don't want to build on skills on the bike. They would rather get good goodies on their bike and makes up for 25% of the skills. Hold on. Phantom Shitter's back.
Yeah.
He says,
I couldn't disagree more. I own a TR 300L, and it literally limited my skills drastically out of the gate. The second I swapped the suspension out, my confidence and predictability and, above all, capability of the bike doubled. That is a lot more than 10% of the bike. I literally couldn't do the basic stuff in stock form.
okay, and Rip Max.
Max fires
again.
back. I agree. I had the 250L, and the suspension on the thing never gave me any confidence. Once I spent some good money on suspension, it was a different story. The second problem was the weight. 140 kilograms on tight trails will get you tired, especially when you make a mistake and you lift that thing up. It's not a bad bike, but as a first dual sport, I was a bit of a handful. Unfortunately, in that time, Yamaha XT250 wasn't available and where I live, because I would prefer to have that one. Yeah, skills are very important more than the bike, but most your average Joes have to start from somewhere.
And to keep this thread going, Welt Bummer. And by the way, I just pulled out I just want to. So every once in a while, so just like in our product testing, you switch around. And if you think that's the best one,
it's best tequila I've ever had.
I'm gonna go pretty close to that. I've got some other ones. So this is the way we test motorcycles, except we don't drink when we test motorcycles. You go back to something you know. So
you go to
go to your standard, your base. You go to the base setting. So that's what we're gonna do here while you read.
What Wet Bummer looks like.
Yeah,
sounds like the crap you hear from a brake magazine. Take a Multistrada 1250 up to hard route. Good luck, bro. Sure, pros or experts could do that, but a bike makes more than 10% different. We got a lot of guys disagreeing with the rider. Randy Cox, so funny. Tell me you have 10% skills without telling me you have 10% skills. It's the bike. It's the sun in my eyes. It's the tires. I didn't have my favorite grip. Spend some money on gas and ride more. Nice. Ride more. That's.
Oh, we're getting into an argument phase here.
Yeah, we got it rolling here.
So I'm just gonna go down there, especially when you go back to the guy, and I believe it was the Phantom Shitter, and he said he owned the 300L and it limited his skills. It doesn't limit your skills. Like if you have skills, your skills are your skills, and you hop on a motorcycle, and part of your skill set should be identifying the capabilities of the vehicle you're on, whether that's a small bike, a Z50, which someone else in this says is the best bike ever, or a large adventure bike. You have your set of skills. It doesn't limit your skills. The bike may limit your ability to go fast, but it doesn't limit your ability to perform at your level. The bike will have limitations, and part of your skill set should be identifying where those are at. Adding, and I'm going to tell you, I don't really like to, Jimmy, I really struggle not talking, I want to say this without talking about myself, but I'm just going to go ahead and do it this one time.
Let's let it slide, huh?
Okay,
I'll let it slide.
So as a decorated Hall of Fame motorcycle rider now, multiple time, yeah. I don't think that either of these two bikes in any way in stock form would limit me at all. I would, just like I just said, if I modified either of these bikes, I look at there's a factor of how much I'm going to spend versus what I'm going to get out of it, and that we'll call it spend versus improvement is a exponentially declining return.
Right.
It really, just like really bad. And this is why I always tell people, like, there's certain bikes, you just got to kind of know where they're at, and then it's time to go to a different bike as opposed to modify. And here's where I just kind of laugh when I see a lot of these guys. 99% of the people, and I'm including in myself in this 99%, would be better off working on their skill set than working on the bike. The first thing to go do is go to your skill set and work on that. Oh wait, I run a riding school. I'm just blowing myself here, but I'm not. Oh. I'm telling you, how's this? It's not bad either.
It's not bad.
It's a good one. This is a good one. So when you go down these rabbit holes of modifying things and you're modifying things that shouldn't be modified, or things that are plenty capable, and then you modify them anyways because that's what everybody else is doing. Do things one step at a time. Do things because you've identified a need for that modification. And I always like to give away a nugget of knowledge on most of the things that I do. So before I do this, slap the like button, subscribe, smash it, like whatever you do on the things. It helps us. Tell a friend. Tell your friend that's telling you need to get an ECU and all this other stuff, that they need to watch this, because I'm going to, at some point in this video, because there's no way you're going to identify it, although you'll probably just stamp the time code and send it to them. If you need more power on your motorcycle, it's really easy. And Brent, this is coming out to you too. Can I bring you into this discussion here?
Sure.
As well? Sure. Okay, good. Because I want everybody to be on point here when I drop this super nugget of knowledge. If you need more power, you just turn the throttle farther. It's amazing. It works almost every single time. Like,
doesn't even cost any money.
It doesn't cost any money.
You don't have to wait on.
Works on all bikes too.
All bikes.
Just
turn the throttle farther. Just twist the wrist a little bit. There's your free nugget of knowledge. Do that before. And if you say, well, I want more power in a different spot, then you just need to turn the throttle farther at that different spot. You always get more power. When you find yourself at the end of the throttle, okay, and it won't turn anymore, and this is it's kind of a crazy thing. Okay, you're at that throttle, it won't turn anymore. And the only reason I know this is because I rode a 125. It won't turn anymore. You have to make sure that your RPM is at the peak RPM point, not below it, because just wait, the power will come that you're looking for, or you're in the wrong gear, or you're over revving and you should shift. So So that's the knowledge. I hate to have to talk about myself like that, but there you go. Let's see. Worldly Rider says, I'll read it. My wife wants to start riding. She is 4'7" and 280 pounds. Would a TW 200 be a good bike for her to learn on? And Victor, you keep your mouth shut. Victor likes to chime in on questions like these. I think at 4'7", the issue is ground, seat height. And TW
probably doesn't have a long leg.
So TW 200 is a good bike and that has a low seat height. The problem for me with TW 200 is with the wide tires, they act a little bit different. And for some people it's really good, and other people it's not that good. So the biggest thing with short-legged riders, you got to teach them to be able to be dynamic, move on and off the bike, to be able to touch the ground comfortably, so they can get on a bike that's a little bit, seat height challenge for them. Brent, you have no idea what I'm talking about right now.
No idea.
Yeah, he's worried about dragging his knees on the ground, and this poor girl cannot get her feet on the ground. So
she might need like a KLX 110, something really small and low to get through that first phase of learning.
Right. So I actually on www.jimmylewisoffroad.com, we have an online course that shows you how to, if you don't even know what a motorcycle is, it shows you how to approach a motorcycle, get on a motorcycle, operate a motorcycle so that you're safe and in control. And it answers these kind of questions. And and on our website someplace or on the Jimmy Lewis Off-Road YouTube channel, we talk about different types of bikes and what they're designed for and things like this. So at that point, I think this is maybe a place where you'd want to go look, because you walk into a dealership, they're going to try to find something they can plop her on top of and say, hey, look, both your feet are on the ground. Good, you're good to go. And I'm more of like, just because the seat height's a little bit high, don't get jacked up on the wrong bike. And just learn how to get on and off the bike. Well, because Logan was our video model for shooting those videos on the beginner rider course. I haven't, luckily I didn't have him sign any contracts, so he has no rights to any of his appearances in those videos.
Yeah, there you go.
And now that he's getting a little more knowledgeable on the financial aspects of things, we might have to have a talk pretty soon. His lawyer will probably be visiting me. This isn't bad, but makes that really good.
Yeah, we should have went the other way.
Right. Well, we can go back. I always go back to the other one. So
Milagro is really good in margaritas. You don't drink that straight.
The Milagro. No, you do the good Milagros. You can drink straight. Come on.
No, you're just drinking silver there. That's nothing special.
No, I got the Reposado over there. If we have to step it up, but the funny thing is, it's a good silver to start with. It's a good baseline. It's like, you have to hop back on the CRF 300 to know how good the Yamaha WR450 is. You know what I mean? There's a baseline here someplace. You have to do it. We all do. So okay. So hopefully that answers your question, Worldly Rider. Let's see. And then we kind of talked, Laura Harlan says, will Yamaha come out with WR250R or WR300 Dual Sport? I don't see that in the future. Jimmy C. Oh, no. Steve C. says, hey, Jimmy, I took your class last year and saw you loving the T7. I have a new Touareg 660 and wondering what your thoughts on it are. Well, I haven't ridden one yet, so I can't tell you that. I've seen them around.
Touareg?
Yeah, I've seen a Touareg. It's an Aprilia.
Oh,
it's an Aprilia. Yeah, and I don't know because I haven't ridden it. That's usually takes to ride it. And Utah Desert Racer. They're telling people to get Worldly Rider. You're supposed to get an XR400, a Quadzilla, another XR400. I have no idea. And then Victor chimes in. I'm scared to read this, but maybe we should.
Oh, yeah, let me do it. Let me take the bullet here. Hello, Jimbo. Question. My right fork started leaking a little bit on my big bike. Cleaned it, released the dust seal, cleaned it again. It hasn't dripped at all. I'm about to
Use a certain tool
clean the oil seal. Yeah.
Yeah. There's no scratches or anything. I suspect dust. Oh, this is where. So, Victor probably had a nice, double stout IPA, tall barrel ale, and this is where it caught up with him.
So does the force.
I replaced tie or wing it. It's about to ride a few thousand miles next week.
Time to break out your wallet and just replace the seals.
No. So the funny thing is, a lot of times so if there's no nicks on the forks on the slider, so he's talking about like he's got a little bit of a weep on it, and so I've seen especially on he has an Africa Twin. I've seen air pressure build up in the forks just when it's sitting in the garage, temperature change, heats up, it's been sitting around for a while, and I've seen that cause enough pressure to where it in the outer chamber, because the oil really is, just kind of hanging out there. It's for lubrication. It's not for much else at that point. I've seen it where it's just sitting there. It can kind of push it through. So make sure that there's no air in the forks as well. And if it goes away, it may be gone for good. Sometimes the bike's been sitting around for a while. Things kind of, like seals harden up. A little bit of friction on them. A couple of those pieces of dust move out. I know he used the seal cleaner on it. That might have solved it. I would definitely take it for a ride. And then if it leaks after the ride, it doesn't have to be a long ride. 10 minutes. Just go hit some curbs and things like that. 10 minutes, check it out. If it leaks, get it fixed. If not, I don't want to ruin your next ride. Tony says, well said. And I smashed it, according to Utah Desert Ride. Actually, he's probably talking about what you said. That I'm going to get down to the part in the comments where they say, shut up, Jimmy. Let's see. A new Tech Talk Taco Tuesday feature. A new show feature. What feature is that?
I don't know.
Jimmy's Nuggets.
Jimmy's Nuggets.
You don't want to see my nuggets.
Nah.
And Chris Valdez says, twist it longer. Hey, Brent, you think that I got to get you up here. There you go. You think that I have bad videos of you? You know who I've really bad videos of? Chris Valdez.
I think there's a pretty long list there. I can just think of a few times where the video camera was out and everybody there has got videos that they probably don't really want to see.
The good thing is everybody didn't have a video camera back then. Like I was one of the few people that had a video camera, and so I have all the, but all you guys are so old you don't even care anymore. It's not.
And by today's standards, none of that stuff was there. There was plenty of shenanigans going on, but nothing that would be any more than just a little embarrassing.
The stuff that here's the thing: the stuff that we used to do back then. You just won't do it now because everybody has a camera and somebody's going to pop a camera out. You would do it because it's just your friends that were going to see you do something dumb, and you did it, and it was done. Except we had a camera up, but there at least back then we all had the respect, or I had the respect, to not let it get anywhere. So, where are we at? You laughed at something here. We got
World Riders reply.
Okay, hold on. She is 4'7" and 280 pounds, and she also has Tourette's syndrome and hemorrhoids, which is the softest seat. I think Worldly Rider is Victor.
He could be trolling us, but
yeah. Let's see. So not the TW200. The softest seat is a 200. Okay. So
yeah, I get her
like,
a 200.
Isn't Tourette's the one where you bark out like bad words,
cuss words
and stuff like that? Okay. And hemorrhoids, and I know what those are. You get them, you can get those when you ride long distance motorcycle rallies.
Okay.
Yeah, I've told people many times. I've
never done either.
You know what I want my you know what I want on my tombstone? Or actually I told Heather what I want. It says, no, not that. I wanted to say he rode his ass off. So if you're looking for a bike with a good seat, dual sport bike, they all kind of have. I haven't ridden on a lot of them. Yeah, you need to get that carpet pad like that fur. The fur, it's just a bolt-on thing. I see a lot of adventure
KLR
riders.
guys got them.
All right, that's no nicks at all. So Victor,
Not
yeah,
the beta, I'll tell you that, Jimmy. One of my complaints about the beta is that seat is not ideal. Little thin.
right.
little
So they're copying KTM there. I don't. Right now these days they don't want to have good seats on motorcycles. Chris Vela, sounds easy to say, but my daughter, she wants to be able to put her feet down. I have a YZ125 of her, but she can't touch with both feet. Yeah, she needs to take that class, Chris. Go to www.jimmylewisoffroad.com, click on the online courses, take that class. It will help. Yeah, daughter, haha. And Chris says I should play one of those old videos. Let's see. I can't see that when well buzz, says Victor. There's our clientele for the show tonight. Hey, you know what? We got a couple other things we need to do here on the show. Since we kicked it down a notch, not that it's we got to go,
I don't know what that is. So
well, why don't you open it up and
me.
then we'll do a little taste testing. So it's what is it?
All right, I'm in.
Oh, there's a safety latch in there too.
Oh, I see that.
Yeah, so you can kind of turn it a little bit towards the camera here so that
Yeah. Okay, we
can see what's
you
up.
say the words because my Spanish ain't great.
Your Heredera.
Heredera, right on.
Is that Selection Suprema?
Selection Suprema? Pour them down the Jimmy's.
Yeah. Goes down the Jimmy. So, tonight's a good tequila tasting show. We've done this is our third different pour. We'll just move this thing out of the way.
Third offering, which is coming in a fancy box, no doubt.
But we're only now it's your turn to here. Let me finish this part. We're not slugging this stuff. We're just having a little tiny bit.
A little wrap around.
But because all famous podcasts and shows like to do what do they call it when you open a box?
Yeah, I don't know.
Besides
Unboxing,
opening a
right?
box, unboxing. So we're gonna do unboxing today on Tech Talk Taco Tuesday. We should be really excited that Jimmy got a box. It's from JB.
Oh.
JB in Los. Well, it comes from the prison. I think, because these guys in some sort of protection program. But I got a box, and I'm going to open it up. But I don't have a knife.
Shank?
Yeah, you're going to shank. Yeah, use the shank. So everybody should be super excited right now that we're doing a box opening on tech. Don't get that thing close to me, because I know how sharp that was. Saw you eat your steak with it earlier.
Yeah.
You be kind of careful. This is Perump, and if I get shanked, nobody will think anything of it, right?
We got a helmet.
What do we got?
here.
Oh, hold on. Hold on here. Whoa. Ride dirt bikes and eat pizza. This is collector's item stuff here. It's from the Good Club with a Bad Name. So I'm taking one of mine off. It looks kind of like a Boston sort of hat, but take care of that. Put this one on. Might have to adjust it. Look at that. I gave Trevor. I put Trevor in the club last week. He got a T-shirt. He got that T-shirt, the brown one, and then Jerry said he was going to send me out a new one. What do we got there? Let's go to wide here on the screenshot. Oh, that's the 6 days one, isn't it? Is it the 6 days one? No. Hold on a second. It's it's the Hot Shoe Hall of Fame shirt.
Oh, it's hot shoe stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, heck yeah.
Gonzo. I can't read the name on it because my eyes don't focus that close. They only see the rocks a long ways away. And hold up that last one while I hold this thing up right here.
What do we got here? Ah, fuck you.
Okay, go ahead and I'm going to go to your camera here real quick so they can. It's just the classic. It's one of the classic logos. We need to raise your camera up because it was more about what's.
I'm looking at all that tequila. Look at
Looks
that.
like a
You
bar.
can see it clear as a bell.
The only thing we need in here is a bartender. I mean, you're doing pretty good, but
I better get us one of those.
another new shirt. Brent, are you part of this club?
Gary's deal? I don't think I have one of those.
Yeah,
shirts.
well, we'll see what we can do. You can always buy them. Just follow them on the Instagrams and the social medias. It's FAHQ Racing.
The crow.
Yeah, it's Fuck You Racing, and that's not a bad word. It's just the way that they would say what their club name is, and it's a good club with a bad name. All you need to do is have a T-shirt and rep. So all pretty good. What did this? Oh, this goes to this one over here. There we go. Well, pardon me, says Bill. Ride dirt bikes and eat. I can't say that on TV. Let's see. Face blue smiling. I don't know what these comments are, but everybody, thanks for joining in. Hey, Brett, thanks for coming on.
Yeah,
So
good, man.
you guys are gonna do the 24-hour on a beta of some displacement. Who's on your team?
Robert Bear, Todd Davis for sure. We haven't nailed down the remaining guys. I was trying to talk Paul Kraus into it this weekend, but he had a conflict. Probably Rowan Treves.
Yeah. Are you? So you could potentially be looking for a rider. Are you taking resumes?
Are you offering? You want to come out?
No. I don't race anymore. I absolutely don't race anymore. I probably have to go to a Hall of Fame induction or something like that weekend.
I think that's the week before. You're going to be clear.
Almost every weekend I have to go to one of those things.
Oh, God, another one.
Yeah. But don't worry about it. I can't make it. But I think it would be really nice if you you could put it out in the show. You can reach out and have some resumes sent in. You can send them to me, and then we can maybe go over them live on the show. We can discuss whether people are fit for your team. And I know there's a lot of responsibility there because, I'm trying to pirate this ship into wherever it goes. I don't want you to blow up any more bikes. So we'll try to keep you guys on track there. So if you want to ride on the 20, how old do you have to be? 40 or 50?
I think most of the guys on the team are 50, but we ride the 40 class just to keep our options open. It's a little easier to fill the team if you're not limited to the really old guys.
Right. So if I get out of my Hall of Fame abduction ceremony by like 8:00, I can probably make it to Glen Helen and then, fill in.
Yeah. You could, we'll get you out for a few laps.
Yeah. I just do practice. I'm just a practice track rider. Okay. That's it.
Think of it as just product evaluation. You just get out there and ride in some really miserable conditions.
Wait, Jimmy. You got third overall at a night race. Why aren't you talking to this guy? Hey, hey, he might be your guy. I think
I'm over 50. That's the only thing I got.
He's training too. You are not seeing it right now. There's no training going on now, but the every other part of the week he is training. So it's all pretty good. And Chris
with a few tequila bottles is not that far away from the training that this is really required by this team.
God bless you, man.
Hey, Chris Valdez, is that guy valid?
I don't know. I don't know why he wouldn't.
You remember? That guy's pretty. That guy, he's got a couple screws loose. He might fit into the program.
He says his team's falling apart.
I know. He says his team's falling apart. Yeah, I know his 10-hour team fell apart, but yeah. So okay. Well, anyways, Brett, thanks for coming on the show. Really appreciate it. You're pulling Trevor's dead weight around. It's really helpful. Jimmy, thanks for
absolutely good time
helping out on the show again. Thanks everybody for joining in and chatting with us. Of course, we have no reason to get any copyright violations on this show. As far as I can tell, there's no music, nothing. I just can't wait to wake up tomorrow to some new copyright violations. Last show, I went off the deep end on it. And if you haven't watched the Triumph video and you're not feeling, you need some therapy, you should watch the Triumph video. Okay. And that's all I'm going to say. So with that, everybody, we will
see you on the trail.
See you on the trail. Cheers.
Back in DS.
Cheers.
If you liked what you saw in this video, come check us out over at dirtbiketest.com on the webs. We have bike tests, product tests, a lot of fresh dirt,
and you can even support us by clicking through our links. Hopefully, we'll see you out in the trail.